What's up, Commanders? I am Dimebot. Welcome back to Elite Dangerous. And what are we flying today? We are checking out the brand new Lakon Type 8. This ship is available now in the Frontier store in two variants for ARCs. That's right, real money, no credit purchases yet in game. That's right, the Lakon Type 8, the ship that can carry almost as much as the Type 9 Heavy and yet will fit on a medium pad. The difference there being that if you buy the Stellar Edition, that thing can carry 340 cargo the way it's outfitted, and a standard Type 9 Heavy loadout can carry 348, so very, very interesting ship. We're going to take a look at both of the available variants, go through their outfitting, and see what the differences are. So, without further ado, let's get going. So here we are, guys, with the standard Lakon Type 8. Now, I've chosen to start with the standard one because, as you'll see when we jump to the Stellar Edition, there are some rather significant differences. Now, the overall form factor of the ship is the same. The Stellar Edition does come with the red paint job and a ship kit that makes it look a little different, but body of the ship, it's the same. Where we're going to start seeing a lot of differences and some interesting ones is when we take a look at what these ships come with. So let's run through the standard Type 8, and then we'll go through the Stellar Edition, and I think you'll see what we mean very quickly. So this one comes with two Class 1F pulse lasers. No big deal. No utility mounts. We are rocking lightweight alloy, which is your standard, a 5E power plant, 5E thrusters, a 5C SCO optimized frame shift drive, 3E life support, 4E power generator, 3E sensors, and a standard 32 capacity fuel tank. Over here, 128 capacity cargo rack, 32 capacity cargo rack, empty bay, 16 a 4E shield generator, empty bay, super cruise assist, and advanced planetary approach suite. So you could, if you wanted to, go ahead and slap some more cargo racks into this thing, but as it stands, it does come with just what you see here. We are looking at a total cargo capacity of 176 tons, and you are looking at a frame shift drive jump rating somewhere around 26 light years. So it's not terrible, it's not great, but I think you guys will start to see a difference, at least in terms of non-range ratings, when we go look at the Type 8 Stellar Edition. So let's go ahead and load that up and have a look. Here you see it's got that nice paint job, it's got the kit. Let's go ahead and use it and jump into outfitting, and it's going to become apparent very quickly that this is a whole different beast in terms of what they have put on it. We're running a pulse laser, 1, 2, 3 multi-cannons, and 2 more pulse lasers. This ship has every hardpoint full. You also have a heatsink launcher, 2 shield boosters, and a point defense turret. For your core internals, we're getting some upgrades here. We are running a 5A power plant, 5A thrusters, 5A frame shift drive, super gears optimized, of course, a 3D life support, a 4A power distributor, 3D sensors, and the fuel tank. For your optional internals, this thing is much beefier on cargo. Now, you could do this real quick with the other one. So, 128 cargo rack, 64 cargo racks, so 3 of those, a 5A shield generator, a 5A fuel scoop, another 16 capacity cargo rack, and then a capacity 4 cargo rack, a docking computer, and an advanced planetary approach suite. So they did go ahead and fill out the cargo racks for you. This is pretty easy to do. This is not a lot of cost here. What is a decent amount of cost, if you're looking for stuff, can be these core internals, these power plants, these thrusters, 5As. Not really the cheapest thing in the world. They're not super expensive, but they aren't super cheap. So let's go with... Let's just take a look at frame shift drives real quick. So right down here, we're looking at a 5C drive. That's 2 million, 5B, 1.7. That's the SCO drive right there with the 5C. Regular 5C, 567,000. So there's some significant savings here that they have offered in terms of the basic core systems that they are putting in this ship for you. So kind of an interesting approach to it this time around. Let's take a look at that cargo capacity again. So if you remember, it was 176 on the other. You're looking at 340 now, very easily attainable on the standard Type 8. That 340. Just thought I would highlight there is actually a fairly significant difference between the Stellar and the normal edition. Now, the big question is going to be, well, how do they fly? So let's go ahead and hop out into space. Both of them are going to handle pretty much the same. The Stellar Edition is going to be snappier because of the thrusters. It's definitely going to handle better in a gravity. Also, for that reason, we are going to take out the standard Type 8 because this is going to be the one that, if you buy this through the ARC store, this is probably going to be the most common one. And when you buy it in game, this is going to be pretty much how it's going to come. So we're going to take the normal version instead of the souped up version. Get her into space and see how she feels. It is interesting, again, that they have chosen such a difference. Alright, here we are on the pad. Let's go ahead and get this thing out of here.
Landing gear retracted. Landing coupler disengaged. You are clear for departure.
A little bit dicey looking going through here with those two prongs sticking out. I will definitely say that.
Maintain a safe clearance distance, Commander.
Got the standard fantastic Lakon engine noises, as well as your standard fantastic Lakon cockpit visibility. Big fan of that. Definitely feels pretty snappy so far, not too bad.
You are now clear of the station. Safe travel, Commander.
Let's go ahead and head on over to a planet so we can test out a couple things here.
Frameshift drive charging. 4.
And I will test the SCO once we have an opportunity for it. Don't worry, guys, it is coming if you have not messed with SCO a whole lot. We can kick it on real fast right here. We're going to have to turn it off almost as soon as it comes on. Oh yeah, it's definitely a useful and welcome feature. No, we're in a gravity well. Ship handles fairly well in Super Cruise, as well as anything can handle in Super Cruise, as we loop of shame this planet, because I decided I just had to show off the SCO. We will see how it handles in normal space / normal gravity here very, very shortly. Again, do appreciate the cockpit, standard HUD layout for everything, so really nothing changed there. Just the extra visibility, especially up top and down bottom. Now bear in mind this is a medium ship, so you're going to be able to land this thing at a lot of stations with a lot of cargo, depending on how you have it outfitted, especially that Stellar Edition with those 340, or this thing if you choose to bring it up to 340. So that will be something very, very useful for a ship that is this kind of speedy. It is a pretty fast-feeling ship. Now, I'm not a big one to get into the raw numbers of how fast does it pitch and roll and yaw. I just kind of go by, does it feel good to fly? You know, and it's pretty common sense. You know, if you are rolling a ship, turning it, if it's fast, if it's slow. A lot of people I know do like those numbers breakdowns. That's just not my style. As we glide here, it does feel good to fly leaving the station, and it's reasonably okay in Super Cruise. It's certainly no Anaconda where you need to turn 10 light seconds ahead of time. Here we are with our glide complete. Let's go ahead and throw everything to the engines. So, looks like we are cruising at about 202 with boost. Jumping up to around 339, 340. Pretty good. Not the quickest roll in the world, but not terrible. Guys, it feels like what it is, a medium freighter. Does it feel terrible? Does it feel great? But it feels just fine. Now, the Type 8 Stellar Edition is going to feel a little snappier, have a little bit more power because it is running a larger set of thrusters, larger power distributor. So it's just going to have more power to throw to those thrusters. But overall, it is not a bad feeling ship at all. Alright guys, one of the things I said we would do is look at that SCO frameshift drive. The main port in the system is just far enough away from the sun to be generally irritating. Not too far, not too close, just annoying. So let's go ahead and kick that drive in. And we'll just let it run. Now, in a perfect world, you turn that off way before I did, but just as a demonstration of how fast the SCO drive can be, there you go. And we overshot by a clean 1.7k light seconds, so not the greatest, but yeah, that is the advantages of an SCO drive. Both versions of this ship come equipped with it, so definitely going to be a very useful feature for you guys. Just gotta learn how to use it because I'm still not going to decelerate. I'm going to have to loop this again, and that is what really takes some time to get used to with the SCO drives. So thoughts on these Type 8s as we come in, and maybe I won't have to loop, but as we come in for a landing. It is a ship that we have needed for a while now. It is a medium freighter that is kind of speedy, handles well. I like the look of it. I love the little engines that move. When you take off, it's neat that you can see the heat dissipation out the windows. All in all, a very fun ship design. Great visibility thanks to the Lakon cockpit. In terms of functionality, it can hold a lot for its size. 340 is an insane amount of cargo for a ship of this size if you choose to deck it all the way out. It can carry a decent amount of weapons. You're not going to be dogfighting with this thing, but it can probably defend itself for a minute or two against some NPCs to allow you to get out of a scrape. Overall, I think it is a pretty good addition. It will remain to be seen what everybody thinks of it when it actually goes on sale for credits instead of arcs here. But right now, if you have the arcs and you just want an interesting ship to play around with, or you are looking for a cargo ship that is in this range that can go to all manner of stations and not just the big ports, I think this one is filling a really interesting niche here. And yeah, pick it up, see what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you found this review useful, helpful, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And if you're here to the end, watch time is key on YouTube. So thanks for helping me feed the algorithm. My name is Dimebot, and I'll see you guys next time.